You scared the hell out of me.
Hello survivors and welcome to Survivor's Guild, part of the Mutant Fam Horror Consortium, a community of like-minded individuals working together to create content and build relationships by and for fans of the genre. Hop on over to mutantfam.com for all the podcast channels and content creators featured in the Mutant Fam. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Now, I hope you guys like being trapped on the lake for a day because zombies have overrun the town, making it super difficult to get back to your vehicle, because this movie's getting spoiled. Wait, what? 3 Days Dead, written and directed by John M. Ware, and requested by John M. Ware for a Survivor's Guild video. This is the very first zombie movie that I've covered, so shout out to John Ware and cheers. Here's to making that sequel a reality. Starring Bryan Boylen, Garry Carreker, Chase Lawrence, and Teeter, as well as John Ware himself. 3 Days Dead is a low-budget independent movie about a small town as a zombie virus tears through it. Now, being that this is the first zombie film that I've covered, I need to establish some rules. Rules that I will undoubtedly break, but rules nonetheless. Each zombie counts as one dead. If they are then put down, it doesn't count again because they were already dead, which means that our survival stats are going to be pretty low. But that's kind of fun, right? We open up to 3 friends, Patrick, Jeff, and Justin, getting ready to go on a fishing trip on the lake, while 3 other friends get ready to rob a grave, while a brother and sister get ready for school. And the action kicks off before the credits even finish rolling when the grave robbers open up one of those exploding graves.
I did all the damn work!
Resulting in a massive zombie outbreak, but starting the movie with 3 bodies right off the bat. This movie is going to make a bunch of deposits in our meat bank, but this meat is no good. It has not been refrigerated properly, and has also passed its sell-by date. We are then introduced to Valerie and Pete, and their mom and dad. The 3 dudes of fishing fail to catch their flounder, while an old dude gets eaten by zombies on the shore, which gives us another 8 bodies on our spoiled meat pile. And when the 3 dudes of fishing head back to shore to get something to eat, they pass by another 3 of the stumbling undead, followed immediately by another 8 of the shifty shufflers, which brings our body count to 22 already. And as the 3 floundering friends approach the shore, they notice something strange. 6 zombos eating somebody, and 4 eating a lady and another boy getting eaten by those same zombies, plus 2. Ghostfake had 3 victims getting eaten by 6 zombies, 5 zombies, and 6 zombies including 4 from the previous group. If Group A was 6 5 zombies, and Group C was 6 zombies from Group B, and he sells each zombie for a nickel, which train reaches Chicago first? Ha! That's it! 16 more bodies! And another 10 zombies a-wandering. And as the dudes deliberate about what they are going to do, we see 9 more zombies and a 10th in a lady who has absolutely no concept of proximity. And 6 more zombies when we head to town to catch up with Valerie and Pete, who are stuck in their family's business. Plus 7 more zombos, plus 5, plus 6, plus 6. Back to the friends in the boat, who are in the process of delusions of grandeur. Before finally going to sleep for the night. The next morning they wake up close to the shore because they forgot to drop their anchor, and they decide to make a break for their truck. But it's not going to be easy with 30 more zombie on the list. On the shore. And we've got 9 more as they head towards their vehicle. And they must hurry their way through the horde that I think we saw earlier that actually does a really good job of making the slow-moving zombies feel like a legitimate threat, the sheer numbers alone being a big reason for this. But they make their way through the meandering menace to get to their truck for a swift getaway. But in town, things aren't looking much better. That's 23 more zombie plus 1 human victim. When the 3 dudes get to town, they run out of gas and now need to find a different mode of travel. And we see a bunch more zombies.
People! Do you remember the shit we just went through?
And some more human victims. And a van full of reckless, wretched zombies. and as Patrick, Jeff, and Justin run from the threat, Pete stands on a rooftop blowing zombies away with his sweet sniper rifle, protecting the crew as they make their way to his building.
Come on, get up here! Ow! There's a ladder around back!
Pete brings them into their fortress and introduces them to Valerie, and then gives them food to eat. Justin and Patrick head back out to find some wood to board up Pete's fortress, which leads Justin, aka the director of this movie, John Ware, to become a feast for the frenzied fiends.
Get your ass out of here!
The group gets back together to mourn Justin's devouring and come up with a plan. They head towards Pete's truck, blasting zombos as they go, before reaching his truck, but the battery is as dead as the majority of this town. Jeff gets frustrated and finds a different set of wheels and decides to head off on his own, which leads the two friends, Patrick and Jeff, to fight for a minute and then make up, before Jeff leaves. After they get their vehicle running, they head to Pete and Valerie's house, where Pete goes in to check things out. Unfortunately, he gets attacked by a surprise zombie, and she bites him before he finally blows her away. He heads to the bathroom to clean himself up so that his zombie bite won't be noticed by the others, and ends up discovering his dad hiding in a closet. Valerie and Patrick head into the house to see what all the ruckus was about, and they arrive just in time for a family reunion and a hard conversation. Valerie is upset that Pete put down their zombie and acts as if he killed their mom, and is angry that her dad wasn't able to save her. After a brief moment of mourning, the dad sends them away someplace more safe than an empty house with no zombies, and then he uses the opportunity to take himself out of the movie.
And I don't want to know what life will be like without you.
Giving us our 291st body of the movie. We then get a news clip with an update from the president. And then we cut to Jeff, who has made it to his house, and Patrick, Pete, and Valerie make it there soon after. They head to sleep for the night while Jeff is supposed to keep watch. That night is packed with zombie-filled nightmares before Patrick finally wakes up. The next morning, Pete isn't feeling so hot, and when Valerie goes into the bathroom to check on him, she notices the zombie bite on his shoulder.
Take that off, you've got vomit all over it.
Stop!
Valerie then sulks in solitude as she contemplates killing the man that killed her dead mom, while Jeff heads outside to use the man's restroom. Nature. While Pete goes to lay down and die. While he's in a dead sleep, Valerie shoots him in the head to make sure he doesn't wake up, giving us our 323rd deposit in the meat bank. Patrick and Jeff take out Pete's body to bury it, while Valerie washes off all the cold-blooded murder and hypocrisy. And after Patrick tries to help Valerie feel a little bit better about killing her bromby, he heads outside to get Jeff, who's keeping watch. Unfortunately, the zombies have locked in on their coordinates and started their final assault on our last humans of the movie. Jeff gets pulled off screen and then pulled apart on screen, while Valerie and Patrick prepare for a fight.
I got better things to do than die tonight.
We then get a zombie invasion scene reminiscent of the House of the Dead, the game, not the movie, as Patrick and Valerie make their last stand, exploding zombie soup all over the walls. Jeff and Valerie flee the house only to find hordes of zombies outside, including a child zombie holding their mom's hand. Ah, that's cute. Playing a zombie in a movie brings families together. Patrick and Valerie make their way to the dock and get in a boat to get away from the undead masses. And the movie ends the next morning with Patrick and Valerie asleep in the boat in the middle of the lake. And I wouldn't feel quite right if I didn't mention this little dude at the end, whom this movie is dedicated to. May you and your family have peace, little guy. Even after 6 years, I'm sure it's not any easier. So now, to find out, what are your chances of suffering survivor's guilt? This is where we take a look at the main characters and the death that surrounds them to determine what your chances are of surviving this movie. In arguably our highest body count so far, we have approximately a total of 393 dead bodies, including that old guy, Justin, Jeff, Pete, and of course Pete and Valerie's mom and dad. Not to mention the hordes of undead. I counted the zombies in the credits, and they've got 332 people credited as zombies. That's pretty damn cool if you ask me, but you didn't. But if you did, I'd tell you that was pretty damn cool. Now let's take a look at our survivors. We've got Patrick and Valerie, as well as the news anchor and the president, which means that out of 397 people, only 4 survive, giving you a 0.01% chance of surviving this movie. Given those odds, how quickly would you die if you were in this movie? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. And go ahead and check out some of my other videos on my channel. And I'm going to go ahead and try out a new sign-off, since this is something I used to say to everyone all the time. So as always, guys, thanks, and don't die.
Hey creepy kids, it's Hurricane. If you want to keep up to date with what I'm doing, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So if you have any friends, family, or demonic entities who would enjoy this channel, let them know. Well, that's all from me. Take care, and good nightmares.